you need to file your income tax return even if your income is below the basic exemption limit. Yes, you heard it right. In Budget 2019, government inserted certain exceptions and widened the scope of ITR filing requirement by including some categories of persons who were otherwise not required to file ITR. Hello and welcome. I'm Bhavna from Clear. We are India's largest tax and financial services platform for individuals. Do subscribe to support us and get a clear explanation of all finance concepts. In this video, let us learn the mandatory conditions under which you will need to file your ITR. So, let's get started. Now, let's look at the basic conditions of ITR filing for individuals. When the gross total income of an individual or an HUF before any deductions under Section 80C to 80U exceeds 2.5 lakh in the current financial year, it is mandatory to file an income tax return. The return filing limit is Rs 3 lakh for senior citizens aged above 60 years but less than 80 years. It is 5 lakh for super senior citizens who are aged above 80 years. Individuals also have the option to choose the new tax regime. However, the basic exemption limit is 2.5 lakh for all individuals, which includes senior and super senior citizens in the new tax regime. Now, let's look at the three conditions under which you need to file ITR mandatorily. With effect from assessment year 2021, it is mandatory for you to file ITR even if your income does not exceed the basic exemption limit during the previous year in cases wherein you have deposited an amount of aggregate of amount in excess of 1 crore in one or more current account maintained with a bank or a cooperative bank. You have incurred aggregate expenditure in excess of Rs 2 lakh for yourself or for any other person traveling to a foreign country. You have incurred aggregate expenditure in excess of Rs 1 lakh towards the payment of an electricity bill. Did you understand when is it necessary to mandatorily file the ITR? If yes, please write S in the comment section below. Now, let's discuss the points you need to keep in mind while applying these three conditions. For the first condition, all types of deposits, whether in cash or by check or online fund transfer, are covered. The deposit is not restricted to the cash deposits only. Further, only the deposit in one or more current accounts is included. Savings accounts and other accounts are outside the purview of this provision. The aggregate deposits in all the current accounts maintained in all of the banks, including cooperative banks, are required to be considered for determining the threshold of Rs 1 crore. The second condition covers all the expenditure incurred by a person for travel to a foreign country for self or any other person. Hence, the person who incurs the expenditure may or may not travel to a foreign country. It is not clarified what will constitute foreign travel expenditure. However, it should be noted that the legislation has used the expression for travel to a foreign country and not the expression expenditure on foreign travel. It is not necessary that the expenses should be incurred in foreign currency. Further, it is immaterial whether the travel to a foreign country is a business trip or a personal leisure trip. For the third condition, expenditure on the consumption of electricity is only covered under this provision. Expenses incurred for getting the electricity connection or deposits made with the electricity authority are not covered. Further, it is immaterial whether the consumption of electricity is due to commercial usage or personal usage. Expenses on both are covered. It is also not necessary that the expenses are incurred on the electricity connection which is in the name of the person himself. The provision covers where the expenses incurred for the consumption of electricity even if the connection is in the name of someone else, but the electricity must be consumed by the person concerned. Further, if a person has more than one electric connection, all the expenses will be aggregated to determine the threshold limit of 1 lakh. Please note, CBDT is empowered to prescribe other conditions or high-value transactions in addition to these 3 conditions. But till date, no such conditions have been prescribed. It is not necessary that all the conditions have to be fulfilled. Fulfilling any one of these conditions is sufficient to file an income tax return. By inserting this exception, the government ensures that people who have the ability to incur large expenditures do not escape from paying tax and file their tax return. So folks, these are the 3 conditions under which you will need to file your ITR even when your income is below the basic exemption limit. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching the video and do subscribe to our channel to get a clear explanation of all finance concepts. Stay tuned for more.